Hi, I'm just another twin mom, and today I want to talk to you about what we are getting the twins for the holidays. Now, what we are doing this time is a little more of a modern approach and not buying toys or clothes, but still a gift in itself for the long term. But before I get into this new content, I need you guys to check out my channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, make sure you hit that bell so you can get notifications of all the new content on my channel. All right, so let's talk about what we're actually going to get the twins for the holiday. So what is Stockpile? So Stockpile is an app or a way for you to purchase stock and crypto through an application or online, right? So the reason why this is significant is because Stockpile is one of the only like kid-friendly apps that we were able to find where long term they will be able to take this over and be able to self-manage with or without us overseeing. In the beginning, we'll be able to see as the custodian, hey, what they want to buy, approve, stuff like that. But then if we decide to give this to them officially, they will be the complete owners and managers. Now, I do want to say this, they are the owners of this account. This account is in their social security number, their name. So this is their money. Why is this important? Well, we figured that with this benefit, it's a long-term investment, not just another toy or some clothes that they're going to outgrow. And like at this rate, it's like every 4 months, got to get them something new. So with buying stock, and a lot of times we buy stock into things that, you know, we see of being used or we do use. So that's kind of our premise of it. But as they become their own persons, and obviously they're very, very little and can't really talk yet. So obviously they're not telling us what kind of stock or crypto that they want. But once they are able to do that, then they can start doing their research and their investigations of what they want to invest in. So that was the purpose of why we decided to pick Stockpile. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a broker. I am just a mom who is looking to figure out another way to get my kids stuff that's going to have longevity besides some toys and clothes and shoes, which they're going to get that too. But it's not that I need to do that every holiday, right? So that was one thing that we wanted to do, is what could we get them that's not of those categories of things. Now you're going to ask me, okay, that's fine and dandy, but how do I fund this? So obviously the money is going to come from you. So the way that you do is you're going to link either like a checking account or your debit card, and you're able to say, hey, I want to move, I don't know, $25 from my banking information to Stockpile. So that is how you have buying power at Stockpile. So buying power in a sense that you do not have to pay for one whole share. So let's say to buy one stock, it's $100 for whatever this product may be. You can do fractional shares, which means that let's say you don't have the whole $100, or let's say you just don't want to put up $100 or one share. You could say, hey, I'm going to contribute $10 and use that $10 towards the share. So you don't own one share, but you own $10 worth of that share. So you can do fractional shares through Stockpile. Once again, that is in their name. One of the things that is kind of a disadvantage is, and it's not really, I guess, a disadvantage, but just something to note, is that the settling is at the end of the day. So what that means is, let's say it's, 11 a.m., whatever time zone you're in, and you buy $10 worth of whatever the stock is. It will not buy for that price until the end of the stock trading day. So whatever that number is of how much a share costs, that is what it will purchase at, not exactly what it is at that time. So it's not a disadvantage, but in some ways, it's an advantage, especially an advantage when we talk about being twin parents. So we each have an account for each kid. So I have an account for one twin and their dad has an account for the other twin, and we're the custodians of each twin's account. What we do is we buy the exact same stock on the exact same day before the stock trading day ends. The reason that is because then that way no kid has more money than the other. If you miss that, then obviously depending on where the stock is that you bought, it might not be the same. So that's a tip that we do to make sure that they have the same amount of stock. Another thing to note is that there is an enrollment fee. I cannot remember if we actually had a specific fee or if it's the same as what it is now, but you'll have to check their website, which I also have in the description, to see what the enrollment fee is, if it's an annual or if it's monthly, but you'll check that out. And then finally, another thing that we see as a benefit is gift cards. So there is a way for not just us, how I explain that, you could take money out of your bank account and fund this, but there's a way for your family, your friends, or whoever else you want to invite to invest in your child, that they can do it through gift cards. Okay, so gifting. So there is a way, like I said a second ago, that with gift cards that your family, friends, or someone else who's not you can say, hey, I want to gift this particular stock for this particular amount of money, whether it be a whole share, fractional share, whatever, to the baby, baby A or baby B. In this scenario, my dad is actually someone we had walk through this with us, and he really, really enjoyed a paper company that he's researched for many, many decades. He's, always loved this brand and decided that he wanted to make sure he invested in that for his grandchildren. So he made an account on Stockpile. And then from there, he was able, with very minimal information, like their email address that you register for as the custodian, it'll say like, XX whatever email address is registered to, baby A. So, he says, hey, baby A, I'm going to give you, X amount of dollars to, paper company. So we say, hey, great. Here is a gift card code. You take that code, put it into Stockpile, and it says, hey, here's the money that here's the stock, not even the money. Here's the stock that your grandfather purchased for you, and now you have this in your account. So it's a really cool way for people to gift to your kids without having to give them a toy or, clothes or shoes or whatever. It's an alternative. So that's something that my dad does for birthdays, or just if he just wants to do it. But it's just a really good way to do gifting. So that was another perk of why we use Stockpile and not another application. So we actually don't use Stockpile for our personal stocks. We actually use Webull. And if you're interested in Webull, I put a description in the notes. There is a link that you can get free fractional shares if you just put a penny in your new account. So if you're interested in that, take a look at that. If you're interested in Webull, check out that link down there. And then if you're interested in knowing more about brokerage accounts and investing and stocks and stuff, I put some links to some YouTubers that I found really helpful in understanding more about investing. Make sure you check them out. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a mom trying to help, build some financial growth and legacy for my kids over time. And, it's just something that we think long term they will get to have ownership and understand in the products that they're investing in, and have that independence and the ability to have their own voice around that. And to us, that's why Stockpile was super helpful for that. Another thing overall, I think that it's important for us to not just talk about, hey, I got a product for this and I got a product for that, but it's just overall, all of these things matter. And we also want to, put money into things that we think are of value. So this is a way that we do it, not just, the product reviews, but also like we actually do invest in the companies itself. And we think that that's important. So I hope that with the holidays, this is helpful for me. While I can invest for them, I will in this way, because honestly, I don't think that they really care about which toy yet. Eventually those days are coming, but right now it's not. So I hope that this is helpful. And if you have questions, please leave me a comment. And if I can direct you to another YouTuber who's more specialized, I'd be happy to. But also check, there's a QR code in the beginning. If you take your camera and have some directions up there of how you can get to Stockpile, if you're not going to use, www.stockpile.com, you could use the QR code to get there. But this is an unsponsored review, just like all the other videos that I've done. Stockpile is not paying me to tell you this. This is just me as a parent trying to share my experience and why I think investing is important. So as always, make sure you like, comment, make sure you hit that bell so you guys get notifications. And thank you guys for supporting. Thanks for stopping by.